Hope you all had a great day. Oh, wait. Double. Sorry about that. So again, hello everyone. I hope everybody's doing great today. Again, it's me and Johnny. Johnny, how you doing today?
Let me see. I'll switch on my voice here. Oh, okay. Okay, it's been a good day. It's good to be here with all the friends tonight and to join and do some good work together. Hi, everybody.
Perfect, perfect. In work we shall. We've got a lot of work to do. Before we start here, I just kind of wanted to briefly, because we've got friends that are still coming in. Everybody's getting home from work and things like that. But I just wanted to ask, was everybody pretty much able to see the lessons from the past few days over this holiday, this last 7-day holiday? It was all right, great. It was it's a different feel. It was a it was a good feel, but it was a different feel. I just wanted to know if I was the only one that felt it or not. It was at times it was tough, at times it was like a strain, and at times it felt like we were already in Gamatikun. You know, it was I kind of felt like Rav put us in a, for me, I'm speaking for myself, but I felt like Rob put me in a bowl and then took out the little wisp in the blender and just started and sometimes he'd slow down a little bit, sometimes he'd speed it back up, you know. But I guess as long as the cake comes out creamy and smooth, that's all that really matters. So I just wanted to check and see. Y'all, is our great friend Godfrey coming to join us tonight also? I can't hear.
Yeah, you're on mute, buddy. We don't hear you. Okay, that's...
My Keza got into somebody's pocket. I think it was in Johnny's pocket.
All right. Sounds good. So look, everybody is here. We're together, and I think we should go ahead and get started because we got a lot of not really a lot, but I want to get some. We've got a workshop that I'm really eager to get to. I'm really eager to get to this workshop. So I think before we get to the workshop, maybe the most important thing is that we start with our opening intention, and then we go from there. This is the wrong one. This is the right one. So, Johnny, would you like to read, or would you want to post it in there?
Okay, you want some of the friends to read? We can...
It's up to you.
Yeah, of
If
course.
you feel like it, go ahead.
No problem. Let's... why not? Let's have the friends... Okay. Hold on. Where's the chat? Chat. Where's the chat here, Anthony?
Click more.
More, yeah.
Chat.
Oh, the chat. There we go. Okay, cool. So you want to call out some friends?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so who would like to start reading, friends? I posted some.
Johan,
some text.
Would you start? Perfect. But your mic's on mute. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Sorry, guys. One should depict to oneself as if one has already been awarded with whole faith in the Creator and already feels in his organs that the Creator leads the whole world in the form of good, that's good. Meaning that the whole world receives only good from him. Yet, when one looks at oneself, he sees that he is poor and indigent. In addition, when he observes the world, he sees that the entire world is tormented, each according to this degree. One should say that, and then, one should say that They have eyes and see not. It means that as long as one is in multiple authorities, called they do not see the truth. What are the multiple authorities? As long as one has two desires, even though one believes that the entire world belongs to the Creator, but something belongs to man too. In fact, one must annul one's authority before the authority of the Creator and say that one does not want to live for oneself, and that the only reason that one does want to exist is in order to bring contentment to the Creator. L'chaim. Sorry, there's more. That by that one annuls one's own authority completely, and then one is found in a single authority, being the authority of the Creator. Only then can one see the truth, how the Creator leads the world by the quality of benevolence. But as long as one is in multiple authorities, meaning that he still has two desires in both mind and heart, one is unable to see the truth. Instead, one must go above reason and say, they have eyes, but they do not see the truth.
L'chaim.
Hi.
L'chaim.
Beautiful text.
This was from Shemati. It was article number 40. Very, 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 very deep. The title of it is Faith in the Rav, and what is the measure? And when we start thinking about that, we think about the way that we can measure a lot of different things. You know, it says, from your works we know you. We can measure a lot of different things, but it's really, really hard to measure someone's internal work until we get to a point where we can really, really, really get tight with the friends. So this kind of leads me to thinking that what can I do to merge more with the friends, to incorporate myself with the friends and things of that nature. And it's simple that the key to that is to annul myself, you know, but there's so much more than just saying annul, because it's the word, it's the spiritual side of it. Then there's also the action that has to take place. I told you all before that when I moved here to Israel, you know, I'm from a different place. I don't know if any of you guys ever been to Texas before, but it's definitely not here. It's definitely not Israel, okay? And so, you know, we the culture is different, you know, and it's how should I say this? I'm also Jewish, okay? I went to synagogue in Texas, everything. But to be here and actually live here, it's a lot different and a lot more intense, because it's nonstop, a different form of things. So, you know, I have to deal with people different. I have to deal with connection, even with family. I have to deal with my wife's family a lot and things of that nature. And I always have to think about not going too far, not taking things too far, and being able to annul. Especially when I can say one thing that I love about here is the families are really, really tight. And so sometimes it can be the fact that it's so tight that we've got family with us all the time, even though they, you know, don't pay bills or live at my house. And so it's one of those things where you really, really learn to annul, because you're so tight, you're so together. Even when we eat, you see here, you know, I'm a big guy. I'm used to space. You know, we eat really close to each other. We do and it's gotten me to a point where corporeally I'm starting to annul, but then also spiritually, when I look at my connection with the friends and also with different things in that nature, I try to make that step to annul spiritually as well. Which brings me to our workshop question in regards to annulment, because there's big benefits. Even though we don't want to benefit, we want the masak, we want the screen to keep us from wanting to receive all the time. There's benefits to annulling. And so we see as it's written here, it says, thus, by that one annuls one's own authority completely, and then one is found in the single authority being the authority of the Creator. So my question to you is, what else can I feel and discover in the process of gradual annulment towards everything, since everything is from the Creator and everything is the Creator? So, and let's start with Yao. And also Johnny posted the question for you guys as well.
Can you all see the question? Oh, no. Okay. No. Okay, one moment, everybody.
You see it now?
Yeah. 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 By our individual and collective annulment, everything originates from the Creator. And our whole reality is a nature. Our reality is the phrase. Our reality is the new environment that we have established. So it is only coming into contact with all the different facets of a creation. And these are what we are supposed to accept in the spirit of annulment and acceptance. It is not what we expect or what appeals to us or what we are favorable with, but rather, as the Creator gives us the opportunity to come into contact with as many different issues as we have the friends in the tent. So the annulment should not be selective. The annulment must be total. Everything must be accepted, because at the time of creation or after creation, the Creator looked back and said all was good. So within that context, perfection also stood distinctively. So the annulment must be holistic. Lahai. Johan, my brother, I want to listen to the booming voice of my brother Johan.
I was just thinking, Ralph said in one of the lessons a day or two ago, maybe not too long ago, you know, to learn to listen to the Creator through the friend's voice and not to hear the word. You know, it's not about the words, and everything changed since then. When somebody speaks, you don't listen to the actual words, because you can always have you know, we know our egos, but to hear the Creator through the words, you know, and then the friends disappears, the physical body, and the image on the screen, and you hear the Creator. What is happening now with the world not having a physical congress is exactly that. If we can really listen to the whole world creed during the next couple of weeks and in that congress and enjoy our friends. We enjoy the faces, we enjoy the physicality, and we enjoy, that corporeality and stuff that we have. But if you don't listen to the words, but you listen to the Creator, what is doing, and this is so important because it is a time that I don't know how many students Bnei Baruch has. Couple of thousand, 100,000, I don't know. But through what this congress is about is it's about the importance of Kabbalah in this modern world. How to bring Kabbalah to Kabbalah, how to bring the Creator to like a couple of 100,000, whatever our numbers are, I don't know, to 8.5 billion people. It's not a joke anymore. What we need is the Creator. What we need is to find the Creator behind the friends and to get the Creator, and to dissolve the friends and have the Creator, the only one, because that's all. And this is why what y'all said, the annulment and stuff. That's the only way the Creator can appear. It's when we disappear, we can have the revelation of the Creator. This is so serious. I've never been like this, Ralph said that we as Yisrael, I'm going to use my own words. I can't remember exactly what Ralph said. We are not part of this world. We are not part of the Creator. We are the conduit. And I know when I say we're not part of the Creator, it sounds very bad, but that's exactly what Ralph said. But we are not, because the completeness of the Creator, we're not. But we are the conduit to bring the Creator to 8.5 billion souls. And it's in this time and period, in spirituality, this is so serious that there can be nothing else. But then we must, the nullification that we've got, we are not the Creator, we are not this world, we are not the other natures, we are the pipeline that must bring the Creator to 8.5 billion shattered pieces. And this is the seriousness of this Congress, which is massive, absolutely massive. Abdul, can you speak?
Yeah, although I prefer to listen. I'm driving. I'm on the way. Thank you.
Abdul, glad you can be here with us.
He said he's only listening. All right. So Johan, can you choose someone else?
Yeah, I can go to Tuso again, my friend.
Yeah, so what can you feel in this process of nullification? What else can you feel since the whole world, everything else is none besides him? I think when we now begin to see that we are not speaking with ordinary people, that are used to seeing them or talking to them on a daily basis, but we are speaking, and he's the one directing every action, every thought, and every feeling. So we are constant communication, begin to feel more and more how much we appreciate. We start to appreciate directly to the Creator, and we begin how can you say what?
So you're still there?
Tuso? Tuso, can you hear us? Are you there? I think he cut out. Reinhard, why don't you continue?
Ja, I'm too so. Yeah, I'm trying to see how we can take this wisdom and develop it for people that are not like us, normal people. And the more you start scrutinizing, let's say, the approach, the more you realize that on the one hand it's very scientific, and on the other hand you constantly engage in the treatment of information. Basically, it's like there's constant. We're living in a field of information, and we're just constantly analyzing the information. That's about it. Problem. So now part of our method is to annul. To whom do we annul to? Do we annul to the world outside? No, we can't. Why not? Because for a scientific process to happen, for us to engage in the scientific process, we need a controlled environment. And to connect to the people on the outside, or to null to people now in our current state, to null to those people, we don't develop a controlled environment. We, on the one hand, don't know what that controlled environment is, and on the other hand, it's only together with like-minded individuals that we can develop it. So very interesting things happen when we start annulling. First of all, we become aware of how completely impossible it is. Completely impossible. Which is wonderful to see. I mean, if it's not possible to annul yourself, then what the hell is going on here? So then all of a sudden your mind starts opening up to different other variables and factors that come into play. So yeah, what else can I say? What else can I feel and discover in the process of gradual annulment towards everything, since everything is a creator? Well, I start feeling the relation that of the force that exists in this information field. I start recognizing that there is a type of a relation, that something that works in upon me. It's not just information that comes by, and I'm constantly trying to adjust myself according to this relation that I'm feeling, that is somewhat as if from the outside. Johnny.
Yeah, yesterday afternoon's lesson, Rav made it pretty distinctive for us how we need to make the discernment between the will to receive and suffering. The will to receive is exactly that internality that we need to annul. And especially when trying to obtain vessels of bestowal, which is in this group, which is the group, the connection between the individuals that have joined here, all by the Creator's doing, and making all the various distinctions between the will to bestow, the will to receive, and suffering. Suffering is all as a result of the will to receive, because if it doesn't receive something, it seizes it a lack, and it wants to only seek pleasure. So when we come to obtain vessels of bestowal, which is spirituality, we need to focus solely on those new vessels, which is the group, the friends, the reforming light, which is then the connection of the correct calibration of the friends, directing with importance and annulling themselves with their will to receive, and studying with the books, with the Rav, and faith above reason. And with this, we are surely able to obtain those vessels of bestowal. L'chaim, Richard?
Chaim. So what came to my mind was also when the Rav said in one of the lessons how, or if you've ever gone to an optometrist and you're sitting in front of that thing and they've got all these different lenses, how the 10 make up the lenses, and it's through annulment. Like every time, like you annul, although like Reinhard said, it's difficult, so I don't even know if we know what annulment means, but it sounds really cool. I want to do it. How you start aligning all those different lenses in front of you, which is the friends in front of you, and through annulment it becomes clearer and clearer until you can say, yes, I can see the goal clearly. So I imagine annulment to open up, the goal. It opens up. The goal is very, very clear. There's nothing that can stand in the way of the goal. That's what another thing that annulment could offer. Hey, Godfrey, I'll let you settle in. Saeed, I don't know if you know
Hi.
Saeed, can you go?
Thank you, friends. I guess, just like Johnny said, it's something that is unpleasant. And annulment is towards the group in a sense that I see what I'm not strong at, what I don't like to do. For example, if I work with computer graphics, then it's not work for me to produce nice graphical computer stuff. On the contrary, I must maybe work with people. Or on the contrary, if I'm good with people, maybe I must do something else. I must write, do something that I don't want to do, something that I see as hard. And I see it all around me, the friends, how they Richard being humble and wanting to try. But I see it every day, how the friends how they work and make efforts. And it's I guess it's the train that you somehow have to grab onto, if you can't do nothing for now, it's okay. Just hang on to the train, hold on, and don't let go. And eventually, even if I don't get it, I know that through the environment, I will. And for now, the only thing I can do, being I'm alone with 3 children under 4 years old, I just try to be at the lesson, and I basically, that's the extent of my power. I can't do anything more. I can't screen share. I can't do nothing. I just come 1 hour and then I leave. But when I see the effort of the friends, I know that we're on the right path, and I want to thank you all. Let's see, Godfrey, do you want to go?
I'm Saeed.
L'chaim, brother, l'chaim.
L'chaim, Saeed. A big brother, yeah. I just came in a little bit. I had to rush work, fight traffic to be able to be here with my great giants, great hearts, to connect for a simple purpose of annulment. I mean, of connection, of the great work, of determination. And that is exactly why I'm here and seeing this great school. But I'm Zelu. I have totally annulled. For me to even go around to talk to the people and answer questions about our intentions, what we intend to do here, one had to go with the heart of total Zelu and tell them our mission. So it's really deep connection, as I've been enjoying, beginning to believe that that's the only way, and that deep connection can only occur when we have totally become Zelu, and then we enable the Creator to manifest, to do the great work for us. Because there's none besides Him. It's only Him who does everything. We are only conduits. We are only trying to express His desire for the 99% who really need the reforming light. And for that work, it is true, total, zero annulment. Laham, great friends, Abdul, if you are here, can you continue?
Abdul can't speak. He's on listen only.
Anybody, I came late, so my big brother, Anthony, can give me somebody who should follow. Thanks.
I think Richard hasn't spoken yet, correct? No, Richard, you spoke, right? So everybody's spoken. So I will.
Johnny hasn't spoken.
Yeah, Johnny spoke. Everybody spoke, guys. So I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead. Oh wow. First of all, I'm really happy to be here with you guys today. It was it's been a long day, and I actually honestly haven't been feeling very good today, and this is the best that I've felt all day. I got like a new breath of life from you all, so thank you very much. Oh, really, I was with Johnny. He can tell you I was just down all day today. I was just sitting at my desk at work, just like, oh. And now I'm here, and I feel a new life. And to stick to the question and to ask the question, what else can I feel and discover in the process of gradual annulment toward everything, since everything is the creator? I think I heard the answers kind of like sprinkled out between a lot of people. I mean, now everybody has their own answer, but for me, you know, I feel like I gained a new perception of reality. You know, I gained a new way to look at things. Especially, you know, like Reinhard said, it's so hard, we really can't do it, you know. And then when we try to do it, and we force ourselves to do it, and it's like a tug of war going on inside of us, and sometimes it feels like it's ripping us apart from the inside out. But what happens is, when I step back and I just go ahead and let these things happen, or I go ahead and say with a smile on my face, yes, friend, yes, you know, then you sit back and see that even though you're so strong in your opinion or your feeling, doing something a different way or saying something a different way or accepting certain things is not the end of the world. And you see that life continues to go on and things work out well and great. And you also learn, I think, a little bit about yourself. Because what I've seen in Kabbalah is I've seen me, not just on the outside when I go to the bathroom and wash my face and I look in the mirror before I go to work in the morning, but on the inside as well. I've seen things that I didn't like, that I didn't even know I didn't like. I felt feelings that I felt that I had inside that I didn't even know that I felt. And through it all, I'm nowhere near perfect, nowhere near corrected, but I have started to see reality and things a little bit different, just a little. And one of the things that's most important that I think is probably the reason that I'm still sitting here right now and I'm still coming to lessons, is I get to see the beautiful friends that I have. And when you see the effort that friends make, when you see, you know, the real true desire that the friends have on the inside, you really, really get to see something different. And even though you say that you can't change and that I've said it to myself several times, I can't change, this is the way I am. But then when I start seeing how great the friends are, it makes me want to change. Even though I know I can't, it makes me want to. And from there, I'm already at the right place with the right people who all want the same thing. And hopefully together we can make that prayer that goes up to the Creator and He does the rest for us. I really feel, and I've said it before and you'll hear me say it again, I really feel that the only thing that we can do is do what we can, no matter how much. Saeed, if you're in the lesson for 1 hour, you did a lot. You did it more in that 1 hour than most people will do all year. That's effort. That's desire. When I hear a situation like that, I can feel that. Because you know what? I used to be that single parent that was sitting behind the computer screen. I couldn't leave my daughter at home by herself to drive all the way to Dallas all the time to the lesson, so I had to sit there, and I couldn't do certain things. I understand. And so, you know, when I hear an effort like that you're making, when I've seen some of the efforts that the friends in Ghana have made, and also other friends in South Africa and from all over, and I talk to a lot of the friends from Nigeria as well, when I see those efforts, despite all that, it makes me want to be better. It makes me want to change. You know, it makes me look at you guys like you are really the greatest of in the whole entire universe, because you are. So L'chaim, friends, and thank you for making me feel better today. Because I had no life in me till I came here to be with you guys. Johnny.
Yeah, L'chaim Anthony. I'll just say one or two words here. Before I came to the meeting tonight, my ego was I could feel myself, how I was talking, and the usual, you know, big, fat, juicy ego. And then I came in here and I heard Johan read the text of the intention. And many of the articles I read of Shemati, I read it in Hebrew. And be honest with you, friends, I don't understand much of it. Sometimes I catch words here and there, but there's a lot I don't grasp and I don't get. But when Johan read this, I realized how beautiful the words are here. And really, it's when the friends are talking via the Kabbalists and talking from themselves as well, of course, you're hearing the words of the Creator. And this process of annulment, it's all our life, because we've come to the stage where we're ready for the next stage of development. And that process to get to the next stage of development is annulment, is to pray for, as I think Reinhard said, it's something impossible that we can do ourselves. We need the help of the Creator. We're just going to want to be in this process of annulment before the friends, so we can be included into the points of the heart of all the other friends. Excuse me. And ultimately we need the help of the Creator. And this is through the common prayer. This is through the asking of the upper forces assistance to do this work. So I just want to thank all the friends. As Anthony also said it here, it's beautiful to be among the greatest of the generation. And you feel that, you know, when you hear the friends and you don't think about yourself, but you actually listen to them, to what they're going to say, what they're saying as well, you're feeling this process of inclusion, this process of together, and this common force of desire to connect. And this helps the process of annulment, and it's included, I believe, in the process of annulment, because you're hearing the voice of the upper force. So I just want to say l'chaim to all the friends for being here, and that we can do this holy work together and do further stages of development to reach this upper force on a inclusive or continual basis. It's a war that we have to fight, but it's beautiful that we're fighting it together, and we got so privileged to be among such great friends. L'chaim, friends. L'chaim.
Hi. Friends, so next up on our agenda here is a few things. Number one is the upcoming Congress that we are having in, was it the 19th through the 21st. So I heard that South Africa has their mirror organized for that now, or is in the process. Is that correct? Huh? So somebody open up. Tell us a little bit about it.
Reinhard, you're pointing to this. Which you got to point the other way, buddy.
We got hands going every day.
It's the other way, Reinhard.
Johnny has done all the work. Johnny has done all the work. Let him speak, please.
Johnny tell us. Johnny will tell us.
Sure, I thought I parked my chef overall about 2 years ago, and it's coming back on. So that's part of the process. Simply, we've booked a house for 3 days, for the Friday night, the Saturday night, and the Sunday night. We've tentatively got 9 friends. The payments are coming in. The budget has been set, and we're in the process of collecting the funds so that we can then buy the groceries. 2 of our friends will be coming from Cape Town. That's Reinhard and Dillis, to meet us in Johannesburg. So we'll hopefully have a total of 9 friends in this house. And we will be there from Friday midday, hopefully to be able to set up everything. So we'll be having dinners together, breakfast together, and lunch together, and workshopping, that's round the clock until we complete the Congress virtually, but obviously together, that we haven't been for a while. It will be our first year in South Africa since myself and Richard have joined. I think Reinhard, Johan, and Tuso and Dillis have been at a previous Mirror Congress. So we're making it happen, and it's happening. So let's look forward to it. Let's keep raising the importance of it. And I would suggest I've got a suggestion, Anthony. The African CLE, we should actually be there's making a little video. If maybe we could just do like a 10-second say of each person we recorded and send it to the Moscow group. I think they would really love it, and gives them a nice little upper for, that's all the work that they're doing for this Congress. And especially, like Dennis was taken through the hot coals with Rav this morning about preparation and, raising importance and all of that. And, we should all be taking that responsibility and assisting him and the great friends in Moscow. So my suggestion is, if friends could tape, and let's send it all as an African CLE, but really like 10 seconds each. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
L'chaim, friends.
L'chaim, friends.
Johnny, that is an absolute wonderful idea. Actually, Jono had just mentioned to me about, he's like, hey, make sure that these guys get involved with the Russian Congress. So that, as I said on the Sviva Tova page, they have ways for you to get involved in the Congress. There's a lot of different things that you can do, suggestions being part of the planning, things of that nature. If you guys would like to take part of that, you can find it on Sviva Tova. If you need me to send the link, send me a message and I'll send it to you. But the video idea is absolutely amazing because it gives it puts faces for one, and it gives a real inspiration to the friends. So I was about to say Kolak vote. Good for you. Great, amazing. Kolak vote means like much respect to you, or like good for, you know. So anyways, fantastic. Exactly. So yes, it's a great idea. I think it's wonderful. Also in regards...
L'chaim to the friends in South Africa.
Also in regards to that, wow. They had the registration for you to register your Mirror Congress. I sent it a link a few weeks ago, but if you need, I can resend that to you as well, so you can register your Mirror Congress. Don't forget about that one if you haven't. I'll resend everything out to you guys again just to make sure.
Didn't you say you wanted to book tickets to fly to South Africa for the Mirror Congress?
Man, if I could, I would right now, man.
Me too.
I heard they got some good jerk chicken down there and stuff like that. I know all about it. You know, some chutney, you know, yeah. Next
I'll be there with you. And all the friends.
Next thing is Godfrey. You have any updates on the African Congress? Now, I heard that you spoke. I'm just saying what I heard. I heard you spoke with Shimon already, and he gave you a confirmed date, correct?
Correct. Yeah. For Africa Congress, we have confirmed dates from Shimon, and we have Shimon and Mutlo have purchased their confirmed tickets and arriving in Ghana on the 15th of January and departing on 31st of January 2019. So all is set for preparation for the Great Congress in Africa. All is set, we are confirming the locations for the lecturers. We are talking to people already disseminating about the idea, getting people who own the places to grant us an audience about what we intend to do, what we intend to use, who we are. So there's great work that is happening right now here in preparation of Congress. Prices are changing because Ghana government have already introduced VAT, an additional VAT elements into the economy. So things are beginning to shift a little bit here and there, but notwithstanding that, preparation is in progress. Again, I will report that we are also supporting our brother Fifi in preparation for his mother's 1-week celebration of the funeral. It's part of our culture. So Fifi is not alone. We have to support him. At the same time, we are also preparing for our Mirror Congress, getting the friends who can be available because the dates are so close to some events. So we are preparing, but basically, we are so happy to hear that our SA brothers are able to do what we used to do, and now they are going to do it, and then we will want to balance up with them to make it very wonderful for Africa having 2 Mirror Congresses. So basically, we are connecting, we are preparing, doing all what we can against several odds. But you know that basically in Ghana here, against every Mirror Congress, we have a huge element of challenges. But because we will connect, and whenever we connect, the Creator find a way out for us, we believe that before the 19th, everything will melt out, and then we'll have a very, again, another wonderful Mirror Congress in harmony with our SA friends. So Africa is becoming, like I always say, L'chaim, great friends, and great Africa.
L'chaim! Anthony, Rano just said, question, I'm not seeing a link for participation to the Russian Congress on Sviva Tova. I haven't seen it. If you there's actual... Okay, well,
I have it. I have it, and I will send it.
Look.
No, Johnny, I have everything written down on like one sheet.
Okay.
Every piece of notes that they'll need.
All right.
We'll send it out to you guys tonight or first thing tomorrow morning, and I'll make sure that you have it. There is a Sviva Tova is a tricky piece of work. You know, that's why I know everybody has it, but I sometimes send stuff to you anyways because it's like stuff behind stuff behind stuff behind stuff sometimes. So I'll make sure that everybody has it. Very important. I also wanted to say a few things. I mentioned it lightly before, but I'll mention a little bit more. There is a new team that'll be joining Africa soon.
Just first of all, l'chaim to Ghana for the Friends to have a Congress.
Hi.
Sorry.
So there is a new team that will be joining soon enough. It's in the development right now, but we've got a large part of Africa. I don't know exactly how big it is because I've never been there, but in Ethiopia, we have a lot of Ethiopia friends here. And so now they put together a team of Bnei Baruch members from Ethiopia, and they are working actively doing dissemination in Ethiopia. I had a phone call with Shimon this morning, and I just spoke to him on the way coming in. There's 300 Kenyans that me and Johnny, Shimon, and another friend are going to be going down to the south to give lectures to, and doing a lot of dissemination work in Kenya as well. So hopefully the next time that we have an African Congress, it's going to be like consumed by the whole continent of Africa. It's going to be amazing.
Anthony actually said to me he wants to go to some national parks or the Kruger National Park or in Kenya to actually take on the lions over there.
Yeah, not this century. Not this century.
He's a pretty tough guy, friend. So if you put a lion in front of him, I'm sure you wouldn't be too scared.
Not this century. Not this century. But I wanted to ask though, does anybody have anything else to add? Any questions? Anything you guys need from us? Nobody needs anything? Everything is great? Perfect?
Godfried, you got some lions or some nice big animals there in Ghana? No?
You better not, Godfrey.
I will take you up to the Paga. You know, in Paga, I can allow you to sit down on wonderful crocodiles. Then I'll take you maybe to move and put you behind elephants. And then they will carry you. Then I'll take you to put you down, and then you will have some wonderful tigers for your friends. So I will expose you to very wonderful, biggest animals in your life, and they will play with you. They will kiss you. They will be very wonderful. And you love them.
Lahaim. Look, Godfrey, I just want to go over your house and chill out a little bit, man. We don't have to do all that. I just want to go to your house. That'll be it. So, friends, look.
He wants to show how tough the Texans are, Godfrey. So we'll take him over there next year, and we'll show him how tough the Texan people are. No problem.
Yeah,
L'chaim, Godfrey.
Okay.
I'll show you tough. He asked for a ride home later, so we'll see. So, Reinhard, we had a discussion earlier. Can we still chat or no? Later?
Yeah. Very good.
Perfecto.
We could chat.
So friends, what we should really focus on as we get ready to go to bed tonight before this lesson is think about this workshop that we had and the benefits and how annulment can give us something else. Think about the importance of annulment and how in regards to annulling to the Creator, it's the same as annulling to everything and everywhere else. Our challenges, everything, because it all comes from one place. And that's the hardest thing that we have when we go through a hard time, when we go through, Rob says the blows and the ups and the downs. It's because we have a hard time of realizing that everything is coming from above. But when we realize that everything comes from above, it doesn't make it go away, but it makes it a little bit easier for us to deal with. And most important, our biggest resource is the friends right here on your screen. Before we go, one last thing. Think about the friends that are not here today. Think about the friends. Think about Fifi. Think about all the friends that are not here with us today. for whatever reason that they're not here, they're not here. But think about them and keep them right here in your heart, okay? Hi. I'm going to ask, Yao, can you read us our closing intention?
Okay, so I'll put it on chat.
Johnny's going to post it in the chat group, and then after that...
Okay, while Johnny's doing that, Anthony, I'm going to send you a link to a Facebook account, Meski. Gottfried knows Meski as well. I don't know who else. She used to connect with us. She's from Ethiopia. But she dropped off the radar. Maybe you can just ask those Ethiopian guys to, if they know about her, and if they don't, they just need to try and contact her.
Hi, I sure will.
Anthony, Minsky was one of the family members, a very good killer, a very hardworking woman, and we lost her. Do well to connect her back. Thanks.
Will do. L'chaim, toda. Thank you for letting me know about that.
Actually, friends, people who are friends with Meski on Facebook, I tried to reach out to her and sent her a private message, but she didn't respond back to me. So maybe if someone has, can contact her and see, make...
one of the Ethiopian friends or one of the Ethiopian ones to talk to her.
Okay, we'll try and see.
Okay.
Hi.
L'chaim. Okay, Yahoo, can you read, my friend?
Lost, y'all, but I can feel it in this place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the reason for the heaviness one feels when annulling before the Creator in the work? We must know the reason for the heaviness felt when one wishes to work in annulling one's self before the Creator, and to not care for one's own interest. One comes to a state as if the entire world stands still, and he alone is now seemingly absent from this world, and leaves his family and friends for the sake of annulling before the Creator.
Hi. There's more?
Hi.
There's more, Saeed.
There is but a simple reason for this, called lack of faith. It means that one does not see before whom one nullifies, meaning he does not feel the existence of the Creator. This causes him heaviness. However, when one begins to feel the existence of the Creator, one's soul immediately yearns to be annulled and connected to the root, to be contained in it like a candle in a torch, without any mind and reason. However, this comes to one naturally as a candle is annulled before a torch.
L'chaim, friends.
Hi.
L'chaim, Saeed.
Hi.
Hi.
L'chaim, everybody. Huh?
No.
Where did Johnny and them go?
Slicha. All right, guys. So Reinhard, did you talk to Johnny and Richard? Did they know about?
I sent a group message. I didn't check personally, but they should. I think they read it.
Okay. And you might want to. I spoke with Dilly's earlier. You might want to send her a message so we can have the whole group here.
Johan, gooi gou 'n likeie daar vir Tuso laat hy ook opkom. En vir Gert sommer as jy kan dat ek gou hier vir Johnny hulle ook kry.
Can you teach me that language too? It sounded real cool. I like it.
You want to speak Dutch?
Ja, Johnno kan vir jou vertel. Hy kan Afrikaans praat, hy maar net langs jou. Vra hom net.
Johnno's over here holding out on me, man.
Ja, hy kan Afrikaans praat, vra hom. He can speak our language, ask him.
Ah, he's holding out. Yeah, yeah. You can speak the Afrikaans? We can say a few words, Johnny.
Die kan nie. No.
Come on, Johnny.
I forgot, guys. I don't speak very much at all. I left SA when I was 12.
Few minutes. 5 minutes. All right, friends. No Thuso?
I'm busy calling him.
All right, perfect. And what about Dilly's?
I don't know if she can make it. We'll see.
Ah, there she is. Perfect.
Hello, Dee.
How's it?
Hi, Dillis.
Guys, you need to learn to say how's it. If you are in any way South African, you have to say how's it.
How's it?
How's it, Dillis?
Yeah.
Oh. How's it?
Hoe gaan dit?
Oh, okay, don't start with Afrikaans. It's okay. My sister just said to me now, my sister, she was on the phone with me. I said, yes, New Year's Eve, I'm going to play this music. She says, Dillis, you must get back to the black roots, my friend. You're too white. Because I was just popping music from the 90s, and she was like, no, the 70s, old school.
Oh, wow, not the 70s.
Okay, anyway.
Not the 70s. Oh, good stuff. All right, look, I hope Thuso will join us. What we wanted to do is I wanted to speak with you all a little bit. So the graphic came through. Reinhard had sent it to me. Graphic looks amazing. I emailed it off to Shimon like 2 days ago. Is it Thuso?
No, Thuso's, sorry guys, Thuso's trying to connect. He's got some difficulty.
Okay.
That doesn't answer his phone, so. But Thuso's really trying to connect.
Okay, not a problem. So basically, I spoke with Shimon. I told him exactly what you all wanted to do. I explained it to him. I showed him the graphic. He loved it. He was like, he kind of looked at me like, well, come on, let's get it done. That's like, this is great. Don't you think this is great, Anthony? I said, yeah, I think it's great. I just wanted you, I run everything by him and let him check it first. So he's all for it. He thinks it's an amazing idea. And he said, like, do whatever you got to do. I know that there's specific situations. We got a Mirror Congress coming up. We've got preparation. You need a location, things of that nature. The questions that I had, and I wrote them to Johnny and also to Reinhard today, just kind of in the heat of the moment as we were about to start preparing for this. I wanted to know if there was an age range. Obviously, you're looking at anybody from every age range. If you're looking at also a geographic location, a specific city, town that you wanted to target. It looks like Johannesburg and also Cape Town would be the two places. Not a problem. As far as much money that you wanted to spend, I think for like $25 you can get like so many likes or whatever. I already got my credit card hooked up to it, so the money is not the issue. My credit card is hooked up to it, and I'll pay for it whenever the time to run the campaign is. The most important thing is getting the whole group in sync as what day you wanted to run, and you know the things that you feel as a group need to be ironed out. Location, how many people you expect, when you want to start running it, things of that nature. So I've got kind of a little bit of mixed ideas from the friends, so I wanted to take a few minutes to kind of open up. Let's get a game plan going. As far as the visual, we can just go one at a time and see. Let's talk about what challenges that we see right now, so therefore we can go from there. Go ahead, Reinhard. You want to start?
Yeah, okay, so the first challenge is what we said in the beginning, way in the beginning. We don't know how many people will be there, so we don't know which venue to get. If we see only 2 people, then maybe we need to extend it to a different date, or we'll get a smaller venue, for instance. So that depends on how much interest we can generate. And we should be able to treat this whole situation if we connect everything to a Facebook events page. Because on the events page, you can treat all the questions and et cetera, et cetera. So that's why I said in the beginning, we need to not just do an ad, but the ad needs to be connected to events page, and the events page needs to be created through the Bnei Baruch Africa Facebook. I don't know what you call it. The general Facebook group, not the private one. That's the first thing. Okay, the second thing is regarding payment. Okay, now you need to check with Shimon. It's usually difficult. We've had problems in the past getting money to and from South Africa and Israel. The best is to use a Maser account. Even if we pay extra into the Maser account, but you can ask Shimon.
Forget about the money. Let's talk about the important stuff.
Okay, so but this is important. This is factory work, right? We need to sort out the payment as well. What was the other thing? Look, we only have a month to do this now. We actually wanted to a bit more than a month, but the question is whether to extend it or not. I'm not for extending it past the date we already decided on. I think we need to run and let it go its natural course, and we treat it again in, let's say, 2-3 weeks. We see what if we have any interest generated, and so that said, we need to try and get the ad to run as long as we can. But I don't think you do it like that. I don't know. The payment on Facebook is probably per like or per interest or per person reached. So I don't know. Maybe I think you got like for $20, you got 10,000 people or something. So we need to play around with that and see what happens. It depends once again on the interest that we generate. If we pay $20 and we reach 10,000 people, but we don't get one person interested, then we need to expand it. That's one thing. The other thing is, as soon as we get this up on Facebook and we have an events page, then we can use that link and stuff to do Gumtree, the online, not qualified. What do you call Gumtree? Not qualified, classifieds. The online classifieds, and we can put it on the classifieds as well. So we can start disseminating it on the various other places as well. All right, that's all from me. Guys.
Hi. Who would like to go next in that?
That's given me much clarity about kind of how it all interlinks to one another. A little bit better idea of, as you've said, what did you say, Facebook events page. And then we add the link to the event page to the African Facebook. So that Bnei Baruch Kabbalah for everyone is going to be where this ad is also going to be featured. Is that what you're saying? And then from there on, it then goes... and what you're saying is that basically we don't need a location at this moment. From what you are saying, Reynard, is that you don't need a location just yet. Just see where it's at, and then as we near the time, we will inform where it's going to be held. Now, I'm not sure whether that's good or bad, actually, because I can see it one path, which is people see the ad and they say, oh, I don't know quite where it is, so I'm not interested. Yeah, so I'm not sure about that part. But perhaps in regards to the location, we could find out within the next, we can confirm within the next couple of days a place. So that's the one thing. Just about location actually is the question that I have. And what I do like as an idea, if we do run this sooner rather than later, it could be a stepping stone. Personally, I think it could be a stepping stone to iron out the next time we want to do this and do it better, to kind of learn from the first run through, so that by the time we get to the January dissemination that's happening in Ghana and perhaps other countries as well, then South Africa can be on board and ready to roll that out a bit more powerfully. So that's my take on the matter.
Hi. Johan.
I don't know. I think people are tired of hearing me say this, but I'm so lost with this. I'm like the guy that sweep the floors and make the coffee and you know, just do the bread rolls and stuff. I'm lost with this technology, Anthony. I really need the group to just tell me, you know, like Ralph said, what is an angel? An angel is something, you know, somebody that gets told by the group what to do. And I'll just be there, you know, I'm not the technology giant and stuff, but I'll be there.
Hi, man.
Hi. You remind me a lot of myself. Johnny?
Okay, I suggest what we do then, a recommendation is, Reynard, is let's go with Cape Town. Let's advertise and target for everybody in Cape Town, where you and Dillis can set that up. You know, there's the center, the actual preparation, the whole setup. I'm stretched. For me to do it in Joburg, I've got too much on my plate at this time of the year. For me to do it in October here in Johannesburg, it's my busiest time of the year with work and company, and it's just, I'm stretched. It's really, I'm pulling beyond myself. I would suggest that we do it in Johannesburg in January, and then I can focus, unless there's some other friends that can assist and run with it. But I think what would be really good is if we advertise for a location. I think it's really crucial to really book a location, and you know, say we want to do 20 people, and we market it as strongly as we can. You know, that's focused within the whole Cape Town CBD and with all organizations and everything else, and we all work towards answering emails and, you know, seeing, you know, that's how we should direct it and everything else, so that then we can reciprocate the learnings and the you know, the ups and the downs in Johannesburg from what you guys can do. That's my suggestion.
Hi.
There's a 50 Rand there's a 50 Rand registration fee I see on the invite, friends. That's to cover costs, I assume, right? Or is that correct?
Yes, what we've done is it's important to put a small price of sorts for it, for others to deal with coffee and tea, and you know, there's maybe a little bit of cake for afterwards, plus the venue, equipment and setup, so people do give it some value. So this, you know, in our discussions, we all agreed that would be, you know, there's a small contribution towards the process of the commitment of the individuals who want to give it some value. So that's what we suggested.
So that money will be collected when people actually arrive to the venue?
Reynard suggested that, they pay upfront, but I think for 50 Rand, they can pay at the door, at the center. That's two options. We need to make it as easy as possible.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, without having a website for them to register and pay on, it's really the only option that you have is for them to pay at the door.
There is a website we can register with that you can buy tickets on. It's just the logistics of that, which is a bit buggy, because if they do pay and we decide to extend it to a different date, then
there's a problem.
It depends. Like if one person paid and we say it's not enough people, we're going to extend it. I think you can do that, but I don't think it's very professional if you do it, maybe. But so that's the only trick, like thing that I don't like.
Do so. Do so. Can you speak? Okay. Let's quickly go ahead, Thuso, please.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Go Thuso.
Yeah, geez, the internet has been kicking me out the whole time. What the information?
I think we lost him again. Thuso.
Okay, friends.
Can you hear me?
Perfecto. Yes.
You coming and going, Thuso?
We talking about Johnny.
Thuso, you're gonna have to type.
Yeah, Thuso, if you can write it in, then one of the friends will read your response. So, from what I've got is Reinhardt says that let's see here. So Reinhardt is saying that what we should do is you wanted to omit the location for right now and just kind of run with it, and try to get as many people as soon as possible. You kind of set a deadline as I see. What is this? November the 17th?
Yeah. No, November the 3rd in Cape Town.
11/17.
And 17th in
Johannesburg. Okay, perfect. And then Dilly says...
Johnny was saying that he prefers not to have...
Yeah, I'm going down the list.
Sorry.
So Dilly says, please... she says people might not take it as serious or might be reluctant if they don't have a location on there. Also, it would be a good preparation for the upcoming talks that will be held in January. Johan says he's non-technical, so he will be there to support and do whatever it takes to help the friends. Johnny said that he's stretched, so instead of having it in Joburg, he suggests Cape Town, yes. And then we do Joburg in January. And also we should advertise with a location. Thuso is writing us in. And friends, I think one of the things that we do here is we want to remember the importance and why we're doing this. That's the number one focus. We're doing this. Dissemination is great, but most importantly, it's the work that we do within the group for dissemination that's the really, really important part. Now, I think you've got, for one, whoever designed this graphic, amazing, did a great job. Richard? Hi, I'm Richard. I think that it looks amazing. It looks like It's got a great feel to it, but more important than the beauty of it is, you can tell he really put some effort into it. As you see multiple people, and also the woman holding the child, which I think is very great, because Kabbalah is we might not all have the same mother and father, but we all family. So I think that it's a good thing. In regards to actually getting this done, in a situation like this, with the existing page that we have, I think that this would be perfect to go on there and market the event. But I think that you are going to probably need some things in line, mostly with the location. However, if you wanted to run it without a location, I mean, some key elements would need to be put in place here.
I just got a question regarding the location. Say that you've got a varied number of people. Say we run it only in Cape Town at the moment. If you have 20 people or 30 people or 50 people, is it possible to get locations, Reinhard and Dillis, to hold this event for that particular day? I mean, do you know possibilities or occasions that you can at your fingertips close?
What Johnny's saying is with the specific dates that you have on this graphic.
Yeah. Yes.
Have you already checked locations that would be available for those dates?
Correct.
I've found a bunch of places all over the Cape Town, and there's a couple of places. Mostly it's like let's say community centers. But I mean, whether it's going to be open still if we wait another 2-3 weeks, that's of course the question. So that's why I was hoping that we would already have the ad up and running by now, but we're still dragging our feet. So if we can get it up and running and see if there's interest, then at least we can say, you know, A, B, and C. The thing is, we can definitely say, for instance, it's going to be in Durbanville, or we have 2 options for venues. For instance, we can just put it on the page, even if it means we need to book both venues. One that's closer to Cape Town, and the one that's in Durbanville, which is in the middle of the kind of like the area, the cosmopolitan area, if you want to call it that. We won't give an exact address, but just the town, which is enough. Everybody knows Durbanville. Okay, you go there. The other place is near Cape Town, so that's also not a problem.
But there's availability. Right. Sorry, Dillis?
May I?
Yes.
Okay, so in the Durbanville area, we've looked at the local library, and it can definitely house quite a few individuals. It's a bit stark. I mean, we've shared pictures on it. It's a very cheap venue. You get coffee available for a certain price, really not much. And they were available 2 weeks ago. The 3rd of November was available for 10 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock. So that's, if we need to, I can just go in there, do the paperwork, and actually book that venue for not too much of a challenge. That at least we've got that as a backup. I mentioned to Reynard that perhaps I should go and look at the local hotel around the corner, the Protea Hotel, which is a very cozy kind of more modern unit that really would be very comforting. Of course, much more costly as well, but I can certainly try and find out if that's available as well. And then see what the cost would be for that one. So those 2 venues would be available, and if all else goes crazy, then I'm going to run to my husband and say, husband, that spot there next to your other spot, is it available? I mean, just something like that as a real crazy backup. But I don't think that will happen. I can't really do that. So the library it is, and looking just at the local Protea Hotel for a very small, cozy facility. That's what I can do in the Durbanville area. And just to add to that, actually, speaking of hubby, my husband has met this woman that runs a Facebook page which says what is on in Durbanville. right? So you could literally you put your ad on there. She puts everything on that's happening in Durbanville, and you just put it there at the same time. So if we decide next week, I don't know the cost of it, but I can also try and find out that. So there's 3 bits that I need to do. Find out about the Protea Hotel. Secondly, book the library for the 3rd as a backup. As cold and as harsh as it might be, we can try and do something there. And thirdly, find out about this website on Facebook. I mean, the Facebook page that says what is on in Durbanville and how we should proceed with that.
Hi.
Hi. Go ahead, Johnny.
Reinhard Dillis, I'm strongly, suggesting and leaning towards we have to find a center. In other words, if it's Durbanville, Joe Soap Community Center, and that becomes the standard kind of, or the regular center for the next 6 months to 12 months, where we regularly hold, in other words, an introduction and a meeting point. My next step is also, that's where we tie it down to, let's say, maximum 20 or 30 people, because we want to have some level of personal interaction with the public. So putting out an ad of a meet and greet, definitely, in my opinion, because it gives it professionalism, it gives it importance, is to have the name of the center. And also, we know that we're catering for 20 to 30 people, so that can be budgeted. And then I would say minimum 1 month to 2 months of directed advertising, from Facebook pages to local newspapers to paid Facebook and everything else, so that we have a full-on direction and structure for this whole thing. I can't see it any different, really.
I agree 100%. I think we need to, it's just like Dillis said, that the one place is a bit cold and big, and even if let's say we do get 5 people and we want to run it, then we have 5 people in a place that seats, let's say 100, which is, maybe we can then take it to, I don't know, let's say maybe we can find a little cafe or something to sit at, for instance. That's the one thing I want to say. So this is, let's figure it out in this next week, Dillis. I'll phone you and we can see. Like I said, the other places I looked at, either they only do weekdays and during working hours, so before 6 they closed, and the other places don't do weekends. So yeah, but there's this one place with it's a big hall, but it looks nice and warm and stuff. And I sent the link to Dillis and Tuso on that one, and it looked nice. And even if you just move everything to the front of the hall and have people, I mean, they do all kinds of like spirituality stuff, and it's a venue where they usually frequently use for other things. Anyways, that's one thing. So I agree with Johnny. I think we need to have something fixed, and it's just now that we don't know how things are going to go. It's kind of like the fear enters, and we want to kind of like play it safe. That's one thing I want to say. The other thing I want to say is, guys, it's unacceptable if we're going to say it's not going to be in Joburg. We already had a month to do this. A month ago already, I said I'm going to do it, because if I'm not going to do it, nobody will do it. And then everybody said, no, let's extend it another month, and the whole group agreed to it. And I said, let's not extend it, because the moment we extend it, it's not going to happen. And sure as hell, people are saying now it's going to happen on January. This is unacceptable. This is like, really, seriously, we need to get our shit in.
We need people that can help. Then, it's very well to say this, but we need some people that can say, I'll assist in Joburg, and that we come to the party and create something.
What do we need?
I cannot stretch myself any further. I've got work commitment, plus as well, I need help. I've asked for help.
Guys, all we had to do was find a venue in Joburg. That's it.
So look, let's take it back. Let's take it back just a second. Let's not bite off more than we can chew, guys. We got to think about one thing, and this is one thing that we learn in Kabbalah, which bothers me a lot too. Preparation. We have to have the proper preparation. I'll give you a simple suggestion. We will close out here soon. You can think about it. I'll tell you this. I'm available for you guys anytime, any day. If you want to have this meeting tomorrow or the next day, I'm always here for you. All right? Every day of the week. But what I'm thinking just by looking at this graphic is, for one, if we were to say, okay, we want to have a meet and greet in South Africa. Fact, 100%. We want to make it happen, but the first thing that we need is a preparation. Honestly and truthfully, this is a great graphic, but I would have another one that's leading up to this one. Preparation meaning nurturing the post, nurturing South Africa, getting people to understanding. You understand what I'm saying? From the first one, then you announce, hey, we're having a date here. But you could get something quick. I mean, even if you just scrub the dates off of this right here and put it up to let people know, or start putting some things up about Kabbalah, and we could actually run some targeted posts to Joburg and also to Cape Town to awaken more people, to get more likes on the page from that area. And then and that will come out of the budget that we have for the page, not from you guys. We'll target specifically those areas for the next 2, 3, 4 days, even a week. We get a few thousand likes. Then we put this up at the end of this week or the beginning of next week sometimes. And that is driving those people toward this post. You understand what I'm saying? That's how we create, like, we do this a lot. With the page right now, if you see when I took this page over from Mutlu, it had like 50 people liking it. Like BB Kabbalah for Everyone had like 50, 100 people. Now it's like 4, 5, 6,000 off of just 2 posts that I paid for and boosted. Maybe it was 3, right? 3. So of a total of like $75. But at the same time on Facebook, it's driving more and more people towards that. Our next step for that, just so you guys know, we targeted certain locations in Ghana with some of the posts, because that's where the Congress is going to be from. We got Terence doing the French. We had the first post actually was South Africa and Ghana and Nigeria. So then after that, we did Ghana, and then we did one was just for the page for all of Africa. So what you do is when you target people, this is like a marketing tactic, but when you target people to bring them towards you and you get them there, then you can start feeding them whatever you want. But the thing is that you want to draw people from that local South African, and the way that Facebook works is you target people who have Googled or looked for the meaning of life, or looked for spirituality, or you have keywords you can put in there. So that way it'll tell me how many people specifically in your area has that, and it can give you a better odds of what the chances are for getting those type of people that have looked and showed an interest. It's search engine optimization and things. It's 3 different components that work in this regard, and that's how they market and drive people towards the campaigns. That way, if you give a little preparation to this, that will drive a massive amount of people. Almost everybody that has Googled the purpose of life, that has looked up the word Kabbalah, that has had anything to do with spirituality, or Googled it online, or went on their Facebooks and did that, it'll push them all towards this post, towards this. Therefore, you have greater chances and a lot more people to engage with. Now, again, the reason that I wanted all of you all to be here is because I'm not here to tell you what to do or how to do your thing. If you guys can come together and say, post it now, I'll post this right now if that makes you feel great. I'm here to help you guys. That's it. I'm not here to tell you what or how to do. I'm here to help. I'm also giving a suggestion. It's up to you guys, but as a group, You got to figure it out. Where's is Richard gone? Is he at? He went to the store to get a pack of cigarettes. Where's my man Richard at? Is he listening at least?
No, he's retired for the day.
Understandable. But just mention it to him. I won't. I'll do whatever you guys want. I want you guys to be able to come to it as a group, and I also want you guys to really make sure that the preparation is really important. I understand, Reinhard, you don't want to wait till God knows how long. I understand that. But you don't want to just...
It's not just until God knows how long. This is. We've been planning to do something like this now for what, more than a year probably. The thing is, we're not just dealing, like I like to say, factory work. We're not just dealing with factory work. We're dealing with spiritual stuff as well. So we all feel the resistance, and the resistance comes in various forms. And so over the years, we've seen what happens. Every time something pops up, and it just keeps us from really engaging in it. And this is just the Creator telling us to step up and do it. So we need to start jumping into the deep side of the pool. We just need to start doing stuff. So maybe the preparation is not 100%. This is something we need to scrutinize. We can't scrutinize it now because we as a group have decided on an action going to happen on this date. And then the group decided again to shift the date. Another group is going to decide again to shift the date. So you see where this is going. This has been a trend in the past as well. So I'm just saying, be careful, guys. There's something more greater at play here. We should, we understand. We have logical and rational arguments towards this, what's going on, but also pay attention that, there's some other things happening as well. Whatever the group decides is good. I'm game for it. But yeah, if you guys don't see it, then I don't know. We're going to feel it in a couple of months, maybe. Let's hope. But let's hope we don't feel it in a bad way.
So let's do this. You guys tell me, is there a way that I think it's best that we do this. Let's sleep on it. And you guys tell me, can we meet tomorrow? Can we meet the next day? Tell me when. I won't be able to sit in front of a computer, but I will have my phone, and I can go to LinkedIn or a phone call or whatever. And let's sit down properly, and hopefully we can get the whole group, Richard and also Thuso as well. And let's work this thing out. And we don't have to put it off a long time. We can do it this week. Whatever day that you guys tell me to be ready, to be available, I will make myself available for you. But let's work on it. But I will say this.
To participate.
Preparation is everything. Whatever you put into your preparation is what's going to be the outcome. So if we prepare this thing right, you will have a great outcome. And that's all I got, guys.
Just remember, where's your fear of God? That's it. If you remember that, then all is good.
Okay, L'chaim, guys, I just wanted to say it's really been a pleasure to be here, and it is indeed, the situation is we have to find a compromise in this matter. I really appreciate what Johnny is saying as well, if I may, because, Johnny has been putting in a tremendous effort, so I completely understand where he's coming from at the moment. I'm not saying that others are not, but if he cannot do it, and if he cannot carry the weight any further, then we have to take that weight off him. So if we want to go ahead with Cape Town, then that's a decision to be made, right? I think it might be shooting us in the foot as such. Because it's literally like you powering ahead, Reynard, you're powering ahead, but you need to take on board what the friends are also saying. So that's my take-home message in this matter. But in the meantime, I'm going to get to the library and to the Protea Hotel. I'm going to see how much it costs and book and so on and so forth in the next couple of days. But take on board that we're not going to push Johnny them into something that they're not ready to do.
Hi.
Okay,
all right, friends.
Wait. Why are we pushing people into something that we're not ready to do? We are all of us capable of doing. So if somebody cannot pick up the rope, or what's the saying, then it's the slack, then it's for us to pick it up. And this was what was proposed, and this was what was put forward to the group.
So what we can do, we can focus on Cape Town.
I must say, we need to start getting our minds maybe out of the whole spirituality workshop. This is a 10 thing, and back into a factory mindset. And to see where are we missing. It's like Anthony said, we need a good preparation. So where are we lacking, and how are we going to pick up the slack now?
Preparation is the key. When the group can come together and meet, you guys let me know what day. We'll go from there. And if we need to just focus in one area of South Africa and the other in January, that's fine as well. What we can do is, whatever we do, we'll work it out together.
And also, Ronald, if you do an event in Cape Town and you learn from that event, that's fine as well. And then the things can be applied to the event in Johannesburg. So it's a win-win on all accounts. And everyone should feel comfortable in terms of running the events at the time most suitable. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, things not lost if it's done in a gradual process. It's all good.
Lila told friends, I got to take Shmueli home, and his mother will kill me if he's too late. So we will speak soon. Let me know when you guys are ready, and we'll go from there. I love you guys. Bye-bye.
Lila told friends.
Shmueli.
Lila told friends. Bye-bye.
You guys are morning listening.